It's that time again. It's time for another virtual model railroad show on Coffee and Trains. Welcome everybody to another edition of Coffee and Trains. Before we begin, I am drinking Hunter Brothers Guatemala Antigua, and as always, I take it black with 2 sugars. So as you can see behind me, the layout's starting to progress. We got some formation of some mountains, and both sections are starting to look good. But I like showing not just what I do, but I like showing what you guys do, which is what a virtual model railroad show is. And I've got some great submissions this month, so let's go ahead and jump right in. The first one is from Melville. He's got a cool little module that he can drop in and pull out that is a little lake scene that it shows people that are enjoying the lake, parking and all that kind of stuff. But check this out. He also took it outside, which is another thing that is really great for making your models look more realistic in photos if you can, is to take them outside and let real sunlight hit them. This looks absolutely phenomenal. I love the way his water is done. I love all the little details and everything. And this just looks really, really great. And I especially love the way that he designed it to fit into his layout. So great job, Melville. Looks awesome. Next one is an update from Robert Breeden, and you can see this one I love for a very specific reason that I'm going to tell you guys in a minute. But he actually has 2 different layouts that are up here. One is a 44-inch by 35-inch layout, and the other one is a 33-inch by 33-inch layout. And these are HO scale, and you can see there's a lot of cardstock buildings, a lot of paint involved and things like that. And this is a layout that him and his son are building. And one of the coolest things about this is that the cost for everything is about $100. And that is simply phenomenal. And what that does also is it says to me that, you know, people that talk about price and everything, is like, you can get into this hobby for a very low entrance point if you're willing to work at it. And you can see that Robert and his son have really worked at it to create a cool project layout for father and son that it doesn't break the bank. And this is a great way to not only get into model railroading, but this is a great message for people that are looking to get into model railroading, that no, everything doesn't have to be insanely expensive for you to enjoy the hobby. We actually have several updates from previous posters on the Virtual Model Railroad show this month. And the next one is Matt Probst. He sent us some more shots of the continuing detailing that's going on his HO scale layout. Check out some of these. I really love this. I especially love when people try to do seasons that aren't just summer. Now, I'm probably going to be modeling summer. I haven't made a 100% decision. But, you know, taking on a season like autumn or winter is definitely a challenge in model railroading. They have different aspects of them. And I love the way that he has done a lot of this detailing right here. You can see that he's really taken his time to detail some of these buildings. And I love some of the scenery that goes up to the backdrop as well. So good job, Matt. Next up is an update from Ken Grimmett on his Rogue Bluffs layout, and this really shows some serious detail going to work. Check out this boathouse that he sent me photos of, and this, keep in mind, this is in scale. I love the detail that's gone into this, and not just anything that's like a bunch of signs or anything like that, but the weathering. And you can tell it's like I had to double check and make sure that his layout was in scale because it was that detailed. And this just looks absolutely fantastic. I love the way, and doing things like he did where he has the doors open and he has the boat sitting out on the lift and things like that. It's like, that's just other ways of making things more realistic and more detailed, and it draws in the eye, and it's another cool thing that you can do for your layout. So, you know, before you're just in a rush to finish, make sure you take your time and do those details because they can really bring your layout to life. The next submission is from Brian Mills, and he actually has 2 layouts to show. Both of them are T-track layouts. The initial one is his layout, that is the Pie Valley Railroad. That is one that he designed, that he says when he initially thought he couldn't afford DCC, so he wired up a Raspberry Pi with a set of relays to control the DC power from different blocks. And the second one is what he is calling the Glitter Mountain Railroad. I say him, it's actually his daughter's model railroad. And this is one of the greatest parts of model railroading. It's one of the parts that I really can't wait for when my kids get older, is sharing the hobby with your children. kids absolutely love model trains. A case in point, because I'm working on this layout, my kids are too young to understand. I actually had to keep my door closed because my son always wants to come in here and he's just yelling choo-choo. But I love these photos of his daughter running her own layout and working with his layout as well. These are absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Brian, for sending it in. Not only is it a great layout, a great T-track layout, but it is inspirational for one of the reasons why we keep model railroading, because it's a great family activity. So that is this month's virtual model railroad show. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you would like to submit your photos for the virtual model railroad show, I have an email in the description below that you can send it to, and I would absolutely love to see your layout. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the coffees you guys are drinking. John Arrowsworth says that he is drinking Vittoria from a coffee bag today. He ran out of beans. That happens to the best of us. Eric Coughlin says that he is drinking Nescafe's Dulce Gusto Americano Black. I do love a good Americano. This one cracks me up. So Maurice Grimes says, didn't get to watch this until 7:30 p.m. So drinking Yingling Brewery's Black and Tan beer. Yeah, it's not coffee, but it's just funny. Metra MP36407 says that he's drinking a Keurig hot chocolate. Not exactly coffee, but still as delightful as coffee. I have to agree with that take. That is an excellent description of hot chocolate. So thank you guys so much for watching. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. They are listed right here. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. A lot of things going on there, a lot of discussions, a lot of opinions. Really just love that community over there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, drink some coffee, and happy railroading.